is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Driving with Randy. I am your host, Road Rage Randy. We are currently sitting in a parking lot. I'm a little early, so I wanna read something to you guys. I left a little early just so I could read something to you guys that I found in my notes. I got a blue icy here, as voted to you guys, I'd say voted by you guys, but I literally had 6 votes on a Twitter poll, and I have 209 followers. Like, can you imagine being that popular that 6 people out of your 209 vote for your poll on what icy's better, red or blue? Unreal. Get it? Maybe people are just busy or something, but I don't know. But this is the Driving with Randy podcast. I'm your host, Road Rage Randy. It's a podcast while I drive. I'll drive here momentarily, but for right now, I wanted to read you something. I can't read while I drive. I don't know what these people are doing. They literally pulled over to the gas station to empty ice. Oh, they bought water. Lady, you could have went to, they're emptying the water. You know, those waters are like $1.39 each. And you can go to Cub and get them, like that's a liter. You can get a gallon for 89 cents. I don't understand it. But anyways, I was looking through my notes on my iPad. I love the note feature. Like, I'll use it on my phone. I'll use it on my iPad, obviously, because that's how I found this note. This dates back to April 27th, 2007. So this is a dream I had. And I wrote it down because it was just so bizarre. And I don't dream. Like, I never have dreams. So I don't understand why I had this dream. I kind of wish I dreamed. Like, I never have dreams. I go to sleep, it's just darkness, and that's it. I wake up, and it's darkness. What is this? These people with these waters are doing bizarre things. I don't understand it. But before I'm late for work, I'll go ahead and read this. It's not very, well written. I did read it, so I might have to explain some things while I'm driving, but I'll just read it. So it starts at a hotel. Fairly nice. We aren't talking no Motel 6. We'll leave the lights on for you kind of a deal. I thought that was kind of funny. We're talking top quality. You know, you got fruit in the water in the lobby, that kind of hotel. Top freaking quality. Some of my friends were there. I don't know why. No reason. It was dark. It was stormy, I believe. Oh yeah, downpouring rain outside. I'm speaking with some people in the lobby. They present me with the idea of illegal downhill water tube street racing, which they referred to as mudding. What a time to... Let me read that again. They present me with the idea of illegal downhill water tube street racing. That's how you know this is a dream. All right. This is not your redneck mudding where you take your giant wheeled lifted Cummins douchebag I have a small penis truck and do circles in the mud. But this is downhill water tube street racing. And it's a dream, so of course I agreed. I probably wouldn't be presenting this here if I didn't agree to it. So I agreed to it. We hopped in this dude's car and traveled to a high point in town. So we climbed a mountain or something. The city reminded me of Montreal, Canada, but the street names were all of my hometown. I hated Montreal, Canada when I went there, by the way. So that's just... We arrived into these 2 roundabouts and police greeted by police. I guess prior to our arrival, an incident occurred, so someone got injured. They hauled a kid away who had gotten hit by a car trying to exit. Oh, so he was going down the hill in his illegal street tube water racing thing, and a car hit him. Great. So the exit point starts of the spot where we're going tubing on required us to climb some scaffolding and hop a guardrail. Up top there was 2 guys who'd tell you there was no cars coming. Oh, good, we got a lookout. It was my time. The guy from the hotel was right behind me and said he'd instruct me along the way. Because I had no idea what I'm doing. This is my first time illegal street tube water racing, mudding, or whatever. Remember how I said it wasn't redneck mudding? Well, these dudes take tubing to a new meaning. The tube was a trash bin. Oh yeah, like a recycle bin. You know those the old little plastic recycle bins? Yeah, it was them. I remember that. Similar. Oh, there. Here I write it. Similar to a recycle bin, I suppose. That's some redneck level stuff right there. Going down an active highway with flooding via trash can. It was my time to shine. I was given the go-ahead and went for it. Zooming down the highway at 40 miles per hour, surfing the floods of the storm. The guy behind me instructed me as I go. So I don't know, he's yelling at me or something. Cars passing on the left side of us. It was heart pounding. Okay, so at the end, there was like rapids. The options were walk through them on the side or take a sketchy back way through a building. So because this is a dream, why would I take the easy route through the rapids? Yeah, I go through the sketchy back way. Leads us directly to an elevator shaft that get us where we needed to go. The entrance reminded me of an abandoned building, how they have wooded up doors. I was with about 5 of the street racers at this point. We were all covered in mud. We snuck into the building and started running down the stairs. An alarm starts going off. Bad luck, the kid behind me says. The group ahead of us triggered the alarm at the last door. It was a fire escape alarm. Oh yeah, so you open the door and the fire alarm goes off. You know, the ones that say, yeah. So we knew we'd get arrested if we were caught. We come up to 2 doors. A lady appears in one after a 5 foot, 300-pound ugly woman. That is very freaking descriptive for a dream, but I have it written down. So, I mean, you know that kind that yell at you for breathing her air? Yeah, we all know that one 300-pound, 5 foot fat lady that yell at you. We scrambled through the other door, run up some stairs. It turns out both doors lead to the same place. The kid managed to escape her hold and join up with us. As we reach the exit, the lady says, "You guys are in big trouble." "Good," I reply. What a badass, you know? "You guys are in big trouble." I'm just like, good. I replied as we left the stairwell and made it out of the street. We'd escaped. Still covered in mud, we dipped into our hotel to change and clean up. And then the dream cuts into the next day. It's bright and sunny, and we're strolling through the streets, all happy. And then at the bottom, I wrote what I thought it meant at the time. What I'm getting out of this is right now, my life is at the point where I saw a guy being hauled away, scared, wanting to back out of something that I agreed to. But I decided otherwise. I think I need something to spice up my life, some thrill seeking, take some risks. And then when I start doing so, I'll be in a better place. And the skies the skies are sunny on the other side. So let's get driving before I'm late for work. But we can go ahead and discuss that then. So like I said, I don't have dreams ever, and I really wish I did. Just because, you know, like that one. I wrote it down because it was bizarre to me. When it happened, I remember thinking, I mean, this is like 2 years ago, and I remember just thinking, like, this is a really freaking bizarre dream. I get asked to go illegal mud tubing, street racing, or whatever mudding, and I get there, and someone's being hauled away by the ambulance. So I was scared. And, you know, the meaning I took away from it was, I gotta, you know, things are gonna scare you in life, but you gotta get out, do it anyways, because it's sunny on the other side. And, Man, I should really make this episode 33 because I said I was going to do like a motivational one every like 11 episodes. And this is episode 32. But, I mean, I like dreams and finding meanings behind, or at least putting meanings behind it. And as a lot of you guys know, I think I touched on it in another podcast. My goal for 2019 was to get out more. I spent a good portion post high school sitting in the basement, ignoring friends, and just not doing much. And I think it kind of, I would tell people no to a lot of things, so then it just got to the point, I'm going to piss this guy off, but good enough for me. I had to get out of there. That's a hard intersection to get out of, but it's like, I just needed to get out. So 2019, I wanted to get out more. And it started week 1 of the new year. Week 1 of the new year, I was out of the house. I think for the first 7 weeks or so, I had something planned every single weekend. And I've been living up to what I want. You know, I want to be out doing stuff. I didn't like it in my basement. I was lonely in the basement. Yeah, I had online friends. Yeah, I have good connections with them. But nothing beats getting out of the house. I still talk with my online friends. I still find time to do so. But like, I just needed something in my life to get me out. And I think I got to the point where I was scared to leave the house because I didn't know what would happen. I just had like social anxiety or some crap. And I faced my fear. I'm getting out of my comfort zone. That's a big thing. I wanted to get out of my comfort zone. And I must say, I have done a pretty damn good job of it so far this year. And I want to continue doing so. You know, the one hiccup I had this year was when I had my medical issues in May. And, you know, I kind of talked about that, how it was just like, I came to the realization that I can't let this get to me. I'm letting it destroy me. I got to do something about it. And that's where my mindset shifted, and I got through that, and I just, you know, lived each day like I can to the best of my ability. So that's what I took out of that dream, and that's why I like that kind of thing, because I can put meaning behind it. But I don't have dreams. I don't know if there's something wrong with me, but I don't dream ever. If I ever got to the point where I could have a what's that called, a lucid dream, where I could lucid dream and just do whatever the hell I want, that would be a time. That would be a good time. Well, lucid dreaming is interesting to me. I mean, just dreaming in general is interesting to me. It doesn't happen to me. I sleep well all the time, except last night I was up till 2:30. Since when do I stay up till 2:30? That's something. That is something. But I'm not even tired today. I got a blue icy. I didn't want to get a Monster, because if I stay up, I stayed up. I don't deserve a Monster. The caffeine, I don't like having caffeine for that reason. Caffeine is a stimulant before I go rollerblade. Heck yeah. That stuff will get you pumping. I swear, these ices just taste better and better every time I get one. I think is this 2 days in a row I've had an icy? I'm not even sure. But yeah, if I had dreams, I could 100% just pick meaning out of them, just like I did that one, and tell you guys. That's a Jesus, that's my gallon of water going everywhere behind me. You know what? I just saw myself in the rear view mirror. My hair's a mess right now. It's an absolute mess. I look like a disaster. But that's all right. You know why? Okay, I have a blue icy, I got a blue tongue, and I told you guys a brilliant story of a dream from 2017. It's amazing how I just came across that, though. I don't look at my notepad notes too often because I often just grab it in my phone because my phone's going to be with me at all times. But I was just looking through the iPad, and it's like I have a bunch of random stuff, and then just boom, this dream. And I'm like, you know what? I should tell the podcast about this dream. Tell my fans. And let me tell you, the podcast has been doing well. We had a spike of 30 viewers just last night. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. That's gnarly. That is a gnarly spike. People are enjoying it. I've had friends text me, yo, dude, I checked out your podcast for the first time and I am dying. Like, I don't know, things are just falling into place. Everything's working out. And that's why I get to enjoy this 24 ounce blue raspberry icy. I didn't mix it with anything, just a blue raspberry icy. Do I have anything else to discuss with you guys? I'm trying to think. I don't want to bore the heck out of you guys. I knew I was going to speak about that, but I don't have anything else to speak about. I mean, the weather's been great. When in doubt, ask about the weather, right? It's like 83 degrees. No, but something I will touch on is I went out last night. I'm able to feast. Like, I don't understand it. I had an entire pizza fry, 3 slices of pizza, a whole bunch of queso pita chips. Oh, we're gonna move over a lane. I always hated people who move over a lane just because, like, there's a truck in the other lane and they accelerate slow. But I'm gonna be that guy today. Although we got a guy in the fast lane going slow. What's going on? I want someone to come near me and I'll just stick my blue tongue out at them. That'll show them, right? Show your dominance. Stick your blue tongue out at them. Yeah, it is actually very blue. When I get to work, I'm gonna make sure I stick it out. Let's talk about music, because I've been listening to an abnormal amount of Spotify lately. Lately, my Spotify has been, I don't know, do you guys check your settings on your Apple device? Like, if you go to settings and you go to battery, do you guys monitor how much time you're on your phone? I do. It's kind of, I will say it's kind of skewed, because a lot of times what happens is, like, my messages will say I spend 9 hours on messages, but it's like most of the time I just leave my messages up and have my phone sit there unlocked. So I mean, the time adds up, but I try to limit myself if I'm on the phone too much. But Spotify lately has been like 5 minutes screen time, 40 some. I think this week I had 48 hours on Spotify in the background, which means music's playing for 48 hours in the background, and then I have, I don't know, 11 hours of podcast. Like, that's just what I do. I listen to audio. Just like, to sit there and stare at something visually, you just ran a red light, buddy. Oh, baby, that was a strong red too. That wasn't even close. But as I was saying, just like, yeah, I listen to a lot of audio because visually watch something is very hard for me. I don't like movies. I don't like TV. Man, and now I'm just going to go ahead and explain to you guys the movie I saw the other day. This was maybe 2 weeks ago. I saw the movie Annabelle Comes Home. For those of you that don't know what Annabelle Comes Home is, it is, I believe the movie is based off of The Conjuring, which I saw. I couldn't tell you what it's about because it's been a while, but I saw The Conjuring. And then I saw Annabelle 1. I just remember it being a doll. I don't remember the plot. But Annabelle Comes Home, the movie. So, straight up, like I just said, I'm not a movie fan. Don't like movies. It's hard to keep my attention. But I watched it. Did I like it? Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty good. Was it scary? Nah, I wasn't scared. It didn't really have any jumps. It didn't have any, I don't know, I understand it's a movie. It does nothing for me. It doesn't, movies just don't appeal to me in that sense. It's like, I understand it's a movie. That's why my favorite movie, Roar, which is with real lions and real tigers, oh my goodness, that movie just, I need my sunglasses. It's bright out. But like, yeah, that movie just, it's like, it's real tigers. They could kill you at any moment. I think that's what does it for him. That movie just, I absolutely love it. But Annabelle, it was alright. I'd probably give it an 8 out of 10. The person I went with, I'd say 10 out of 10. Yeah, the person I went with definitely deserves a 10 out of 10. But the movie, 8 out of 10. I had an icy at the theater too. That was a good time. Back there, but when I was merging onto the highway, I was gonna explain something. Oh yeah, so I was explaining how I went out and I just had a feast last night. Well, something I decided I'm gonna do is every time I go out to eat, I'm gonna leave the customer copy of my receipt flipped over, and it's gonna say, "Check out my podcast, Driving with Randy," and then it's gonna have what it's available on Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, all that good stuff. Because we need some advertising, I talk about how I don't promote it. I don't put the time or the effort into promoting it ever. It's all like, if someone finds it, they just got to tell someone, word of mouth. So if you find this, you like it, tell your buddies. Tell your buddies you found this rad new podcast. And the best part is I'm interactive. Like, you can follow me on Twitter at Thoughts by Randy. You can go on our subreddit, which is Reddit r/Driving with Randy. I'm here to take your suggestions. Leave a review. I love reviews. I love reading them. I only have one review, and I wrote it, but it's a damn good review. I'd read it again. I might have wrote it, but I'd read it again. If someone else left a review, I'd read their review. I'd probably read it live on the next podcast that I do where someone has a review. But right now, it's only been me. I'm the only one who's written a review. And that's to be expected. I mean, it's my podcast. Of course I'm going to write a review. I might have wrote it, or given it 5 stars as well. You know how many stars my podcast is at? 5. 5 stars. And you know how many people have voted for it? Just about as many people who have voted for that Twitter poll on is blue or red icy better. That's right. We've had 5 people vote 5 stars. That means the podcast is spectacular, and you need to share it with all your friends. Tell them the host, Road Rage Randy, is just a guy. Like, what a guy. Spectacular. He's got good sense of humor. He's got a sexy voice that you can get off to. He has good content. He has terrible... No. It's a terrible mic, terrible idea, terrible content, terrible host, terrible podcast. You guys understand that? So make sure your friends understand it. Because if your friends don't quite understand that, and they come into this podcast thinking I think I'm the hot shit, like, oh, I think my podcast is the best thing that's ever happened to this world. No, it isn't. It probably shouldn't even be in this world. It's just bad. But I recognize that, and that's why we do it. Because I don't care what any of you think. I have fun making them. I guess I shouldn't say I don't care what you think. I do genuinely care what you think. But if you're gonna rip on it, I'm just gonna, you know, say I don't really care, because I enjoy making it, and it's an excuse for me to do something while I drink my icy on the way to work. That icy is very refreshing after a rant like that. No one's been driving real douchey today, which is good. Yeah, I'm happy for them. They got some sense into them. You know, it's an 86-degree day out. They don't want to get out of their AC in their car to have to talk to some police because they get in a car crash. It's a Friday. Everyone's chilling. I should say it's a Friday at the time of recording this, because it might change. But that's all I got for you guys. The Blue Icy was fabulous. I hope you guys enjoyed the story on my dream. But I think that's it. Thank you guys very much for tuning in. Like I said before, make sure to follow me on Twitter at Thoughts by Randy, on Reddit r/drivingwithrandy. We can, you know, I appreciate a 5-star review, 4-star, 3-star, 2-star. I appreciate all the reviews. Some honest reviews. Write some kind words. Write some mean words. Just want to hear from you guys. Thank you guys very much for tuning in, and we'll see you next time on Driving with Randy. Peace.